last day. 8 a.m. Just gotta get through the next like 12, 13 hours and I'll be good.
So my client Lydia needed to cover some grays, so her root touch-up is already sitting, but we also decided to do a subtle dimensional red-violet balayage. So I knew her ends were a little bit too dark for it to take without lightening first. So I went through and I'm just balayaging it with 10 volume. I just wanted to lift it a little. And then you could see with whatever I left out, I'm actually covering with the color we're gonna use also at the sink. So it's level 5 MR and 3 MV Guy Tang, and the rest I threw in at the sink. So it picked up all different tones and different variations of brightness. I'm happy that we decided to balayage it a little at the end first, because otherwise I don't think it would have given us those pops that we wanted.
Okay, first client is done. It was a little bit of a rocky start to the morning, but I'm feeling good now. I woke up around 6 a.m. so I could edit yesterday's vlog, and it's completely done, like thumbnail and everything. So I actually think I'm gonna make it public now. The little like doppel thing that you connect your SD card to the thing stopped working, and it's so funny because I've never had that happen. I've had it for a year, and then I heard Tara Michelle talk about how hers break after a while, and I was like, oh weird, it's never happened to me, and now it's happening to me. So I was up till midnight trying to get it to import. This is my last day of like work of the week. Tomorrow I could really edit it whenever, and it's Christmas Eve, so I do want to try and relax tomorrow. So I think when I go grocery shopping for Christmas, I want to also stop at Target or Best Buy and get another converter, and then I'll just worry about it then. And an 8 a.m. client, she's done already, which is great. I finished her 20 minutes early, and we're 5 subscribers away from 5K, so we're definitely gonna hit it today, which makes me so happy because my goal was by Christmas, hopefully Christmas Eve, and now it's gonna be a day early, so I'm so happy. So thank you so much for watching if you're new here. All right, I basically have 5 more clients. Out of the 5, my next 2 don't have that much hair. My 3rd has an insane amount of hair. My 4th doesn't have that much hair, and then my last has an insane amount of hair, so it kind of like balances out. But I have 20 minutes till my next client. I am toying with the idea of running next door and getting a coffee, because I've been drinking black tea in the morning, especially because I do my voiceovers in the morning, which is horrible because that's when my voice is the most like raspy. So I'll try and like drink black tea in the morning, but I think I want to go grab a hazelnut iced coffee from Duck Donuts. And yeah, no, I also need to get my tripod out of my car so I could film at better angles. I'm back. I have my tripod and my coffee. My client's gonna be here in like 5 minutes, and she should definitely be relatively easy as far as really adding in low lights. Then maybe I'll even have my next come in a little early. That way maybe I could have a break before my 4th client so I can get a sandwich. But I'm just gonna eat this collagen protein bar that I actually despise, but it's all I have.
So my next client wanted to switch it up a little bit and darken it for the colder months. So we wanted to pick a low light that's pretty similar to her natural, which is around a level 6. So I'm just going through, and I always use a mixture of different Wella Color Touch toners as a low light. That way they don't fade orangey. I really like using a mixture of 6.0, 673, 773, 771, like just kind of really mixing it up. And I've mentioned this before, but whatever I leave out, I make sure I want that to be the brightest. So you could see I'm really leaving out her face frame area, so it looks the lightest in comparison. And I always only go through the mid shaft first, just because the ends can be very porous, so they could suck up the color too much if you're not careful. And because most of my really blonde clients want to maintain that blonde and brightness on the ends, but they just really want the dimension near the base. And then when there's only 5 minutes left, I'll pull it through to the ends just to blend everything together. I took the remainder of the low light and I actually used that as her root tap, and for her all over toner for the face frame and ends, I used 9M by Redken Shades. It's ashy, but it's not like that green dull ashy. It's just like a really nice matte blonde, and it came out so pretty. She was obsessed with it. I use a demi, so the middle will kind of fade a little bit after a couple washes, but it will fade very pretty. So the next time she comes in, it could be in 6 months, and it's just going to kind of lighten to a regular balayage, but it came out gorgeous and she loved the change. Just finished my 2nd client. I wanted my 3rd client to come early, but she can't, so I have a half hour. So I think I'm just gonna get a sandwich now, and yeah. Her hair came out so good. We did like a blonde and she loved it. I'm gonna watch some YouTube. I have like a 20-minute break. I'm like enjoying the clients that have a little bit less hair now, because I know later it's gonna be crazy. So I'm just going to eat my sandwich. I get a mini turkey BLT, no cheese, jalapenos, Mike's Way, the goat. So I didn't end up filming my third client, but now on to the main part of this video. I'm going to use this client as a way to show you all the way that I save time and I can get my clients in and out in an efficient manner without sacrificing the outcome. So this client actually did a reverse balayage a few months ago and it faded gorgeous. Like, it literally looks like her natural hair. But of course, she was ready to switch it up. So she was going for a baby light / balayage mix. She wanted the ends to be mainly solid, but a lot of dimension and still seeing her root towards the mids and the top. So let's talk application first. So whenever I'm doing a baby light balayage combo, I always start with the baby lights first. So as you may have noticed and I've mentioned before, I don't fold my foils, I stack. I just cannot fold for the life of me. I actually didn't even used to do highlights. I used to only do balayages because I couldn't fold. And then one day I was like, screw it, and I just started stacking them. It is a waste of foil, but there's zero slipping. I never have any bleed spots. It's way faster. I can go so close to the root and I can check them and pull them out easier versus if it was like a folded up foil. I also have had some friends say that they have issues with the pop-up foil box kind of getting stuck in there. So what I'll do when it starts to get to that point where it's hard to take them out easy, I'll just take the whole stack out of the box. It's just easier that way. I hate wasting time like finicking with little things like that. If I even have extra time, I like to just pull all the foils out and lay them flat, even make a little fold mark, but I don't usually have time for that, so this way is just as good. Something else I noticed when I worked at salons that I think is a huge waste of time and also just really damaging is I felt like everyone would just get 20 or 30 volume just slopped over their head at the same time, shove them under the dryer and let them sit for an hour and just rinsing like 5 foils at a time as they lift. I don't like doing it like that. I always start in the underneath back section and I always start with 10 volume, and every time I remix, I'll add a little bit of 20, gradually just moving my way up, and then the highest I'll go is at the very front / sides of their hair, like a 25 / 30 volume, and then everything usually catches up at the same time. Usually after like 25-30 minutes, everything is honestly ready to go. It's all about saturation. So all of my clients, a lot of them have very dark hair and they lift beautiful. If anything, I usually will take out the foils in the very underneath, but I don't even rinse them. I'll just take them out of the foil, resaturate, and it just keeps it lifting at a much slower pace, but making sure it's just like catching up with everything else. And you can see now I'm kind of adding in the balayage pieces as I go as well. So it depends, but sometimes I'll just go in a V motion. Sometimes I'll just tease and paint the ends. We just want to make sure that all of the ends are being popped while the mids and tops still have a lot of brown throughout it. Now I'm doing her face frame. So I think I learned this from Castor Rosa from Opal Salon in New Jersey, but I'll take a super fine slice, and then for the other pieces, I'll do a mixture of weaves, teasy lights, and I'll usually do 3 or 4 super fine back to back for the money piece. I really do not want to know how many foils I used. She has so much hair, but it is also thick and healthy and beautiful, so it's so worth it. So for the toner, I do it at the sink. I do feel like that's something else you could waste time by doing. I just make sure I towel dry it really well. So I did a root smudge of 6N, and then for the toner, I used 8V, 9V. She wanted it really icy, but I knew that it was probably going to be more of a beige. And then we moved on to the cut. So she did not want any length taken off, but I convinced her to do some nice long curtain bangs and really long angles and layers because she usually keeps it pretty one length, but I was like, this will really just lighten it up a lot. And then for the blow dry, I rough dry a lot. I used to waste so much time trying to blow dry with the brush when it's like soaking wet. So I'll blow blow dry the front first so they can see it straight. That is so important because I feel like a lot of people, they get the curls without seeing it straight and then they'll see some imperfections. So I always do that. And then I'll just quickly round brush the rest. I don't focus on making it perfect because everyone wants a beach wave anyway. And here are the final results. It came out so pretty. Unfortunately, we were under a fluorescent light at this point because it was dark out, but it came out gorgeous. I love how there's just so much dimension at the top, but then it goes into a really nice bright bottom. It just is so seamless and the blend is beautiful. And I love the long layers. It really just helped shape her up a lot. This is my last client, Jill, and I was very proud of myself on this one. So she is a natural level 7 maybe. It looks a little darker next to the blonde, but it used to be very strawberry blonde when she was younger. And she wanted to bring some lowlights down throughout it. So I used 838, 803, and 63. And I'm just so shocked with how well it matched. Like, I barely touched her root with it. I kind of just blended it up to it. And it really looks like her natural color. And you guys know that warm, dirty blondes and strawberry blondes are very hard to match. But she really just wanted to bring down her base a little bit, keeping the blonde, but going a little bit more towards her natural. We haven't done that in a super long time. And if you see little things in her hair, she has the keratin fusion extensions like I do. And as always with my reverse balayage, you guys have seen this a lot today, I wait till the last 5-10 minutes and then I pull the lowlights down throughout the ends. That is like my go-to signature move. And then I took her over to the sink and I used the remaining lowlight for the root tap. And for her blonde, we actually wanted to warm it up a little bit. So we used 8WG 9N, as always, Redken shades, just to warm it up a little bit and give her a really beautiful golden blonde. And this is my go-to beach wave. I sprayed a little with hairspray before I do the curl. And then I just make sure to constantly pull and twist instead of only getting the ends. And I just do this all around the head. I just cannot get over how gorgeous and natural the color looks. So here I am just brushing out the curls, especially with extensions. It's important to make it all blend together, giving it a final little spray. And it just came out so freaking good. We were obsessed. And here I am just having a little photo shoot with her. I will admit, since starting Vlogmas and the tie-dye and everything, I have fallen so behind on posting my clients' pictures, which I feel so bad about. They're all sitting in my camera roll looking beautiful, and I'll send them to them personally. But I used to post my Instagram pictures every client, basically, in between. And now I just have not had the time. And oh my God, did I say Jill was my last client? Because I guess she wasn't. I'm telling you, this day was literally never ending. So here is my last client. And we were literally just doing a face frame, which I usually don't do, but the rest of it honestly did look so beautiful. We didn't really need to do much else, but of course I had some extra lightener in the bowl, so I did just add in a few baby lights throughout the top layer just to break it up a little bit because I probably won't see her for another couple of months. We toned her to her favorite level 7, level 8 buttery dirty blonde, gave her a healthy cut, Christmas blowout style, and it looks amazing. 7:41, so officially 12 hours later, and I am done. One of my clients brought me, you know wine, so I got relaxed Riesling and also a Starbucks gift card, which was so sweet of her. She did not have to do that. It's so weird. I remembered my video that I filmed the day before Christmas Eve last year, and I remember, like, same thing. It was like a 12-hour day. Oh, it did feel a little bit more like Christmas, not gonna lie. But we are gonna go home once I just lock up in here, and we're gonna get some Chipotle, have a bath, drink some wine. I'm hoping I have a little bit of like a resurge of energy because I would like to make Christmas cookies tonight, but we'll see. I don't want to push it. Good morning, guys. It is the next day, so it is Christmas Eve right now. Didn't finish the vlog last night because I got home, used a foot massager, and went to bed. So that basically does it for yesterday's really hectic workday vlog. I hope it was very informational in the voiceover.
But thank you guys so much for watching, and Merry Christmas, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Sleigh bells ring, diamonds bling,